2012 Dodge Challenger RT with a 5.7 liter V8 Hemi. Pulled the plastic shroud off. It seems like a lot of cars do that nowadays. They put those on just to kind of hide everything so that, well, I don't really know why they do it, but it was on there. I pulled it off. I'll probably put it back on just so it's all here. But so that way you can see what it looks like. Very clean. There's only 184 miles on it as to date. Bought it Saturday. Today is Monday. So only had a couple days. Couple things to point out. I know it has 2 spark plugs per cylinder. At least that's what I read online about the Hemis. So you've got your coil packs. I guess they fire one and then they fire one later to help completely burn all the gas in the cylinder, so it gets a more complete burn. My Dakota has a 4.7, and I think it does the exact same thing. One thing I found interesting is the transmission dipstick is it says for dealer use only. I don't know if there's a special way to pull that out, but apparently I don't know if it's like one of those cars. I haven't read the owner's manual yet. I intend to, but I haven't done it yet, and maybe this is one of those cars that you never have to touch the transmission fluid and it's a completely sealed system. Not really sure, but anyway, your air filter and all that good stuff. Electric, what they call fly-by-wire throttle. So that way it can do all the electronic stability control and what have you. At first when I looked at this I thought, what a tiny battery. But then I popped it open and found it's not a battery, it's a fuse box. Fuse and relays. The battery is actually up in the trunk, which I guess is probably better for balance. If I can get this thing to close. I don't know if I put it back on right. There we go. So I assume to jump start it, you just pop here, connect your positive and then your negative probably up to that spot. If you want to jump it from the front, I'm sure you could still jump it from the battery. Anyway, so it's got hood scoops. Let me push the hood down. It's got these fake hood scoops, which I found online. You can replace them with functional hood scoops using you don't even need tools. You just need 2 credit cards to slide into there and pop those out. If you replace them with the functional hood scoops from the SRT, from the SRT8, if I can get this thing to pop open, all it does is deflect air through these 2 little ducts, and it just basically helps cool the engine bay. That's their extent of functional. It's so far in the back of the motor, I'm guessing really all it's helping is the motor to last a little bit longer because you're keeping it cooler. I'm sure with the 5.7 Hemi it's going to have plenty of life on it, but I might put those on there anyway just to say that I've got functional hood scoops, or so that Becca can say that. I was also looking at cold air intakes. I don't know if that's something that would be beneficial. Now that we've got this car and I've seen just how fast it is and how functional it is, making this thing faster is the least of my concerns. I'm now more focused on making my Dakota, my truck that once was very fast, which is now very slow since I've driven this thing. I'll have to see if I can do something about making it faster. I did tell Becca after buying it that next time she goes out of town, I'm going to do an engine swap, pull this thing out, put it in my Dakota, and she can have my my 4.7. I'm sure she would notice. And of course I'm joking, I don't want to do that. That might void some warranties. Anyway, I'll run around back here and show you the battery back here in the trunk. It's got a button. You just push it, pops open, electric. You got your donut spare tire and your huge battery. Very nice. Be a huge battery. If we ever put subwoofers back here, which I don't know if I'll ever do because it's kind of nice having a big trunk also, but quick, easy access to the battery. Chrome fuel door. Great. It's got aluminum clad wheels, 4-wheel disc brakes. That was an upgrade option apparently. we didn't really care a whole lot. They're 20-inch versus the stock 18s, but this is what they had on their lot, so this is what we got. The doors, you put your fingers back behind here, it unlocks. The reason is because it's completely controlled with a fob. The fob, as long as it's within range of the car, the doors work. This is how you lock it. You push that button. Once again, if the fob's present, it locks the doors. Kind of convenient because if you're Becca and you have a purse, you can keep your fob in your purse. Don't have to dig your keys out when you come get in your car and just push the button to start. You have to have your foot on the brake when you push it, and it starts the motor. If you don't have your foot on the brake, you push it. It's just like turning your key to run. Now it's on run. Push it again. I'm sorry. The first was ignition. Second was run. So we got our fans running. Stereo started up. We have an automatic. That was the standard is the automatic is a upgrade. It comes standard with a 6-speed manual transmission. Instead, we opted for the 5-speed automatic, not because it was more fun, but because it was more practical since we use this car as an everyday vehicle and drive it in traffic. So that way we don't have to deal with it. You can still step on it and it'll still take off. It's got paddle shifting, minus the downshift, plus the upshift. And you've also still, if you are used to this, you can go right and left to paddle shift up and down. Voice recognition, it's got cell phone integration, Bluetooth, so you can talk on your phone. If someone gets a call, you hit that. Or if you get a call in the car, hit that, pick it up, talk to the person. It's also got the radio controls behind the steering wheel here. It's got one on both sides. One does your volume, the other one does changes between your presets. Let's see. It has USB. I don't know if you can see that down there. We stuck a little 1 gig USB memory card that I had in here and put a couple songs on it just to test it out. It'll play, and then it's also got your plug there for your phone charger. If I go here, play USB, then it connects to the USB drive, plays MP3s off the USB drive. What's a song on here we can request?
Sugarland.
Okay, hit this button. Play Sugarland. Well, apparently it didn't know what I just said. We'll try it again.
Music voice menu ready. Play Sugarland.
Apparently it thought we said play the wind.
Sometimes it doesn't always hear what you say right.
That's okay, this is a good song. It has a good stereo.
And the big country skyline brings an urban lullaby that still rings true. When I passed you on the street that day, should've let that red sky fly away. Like any chance I had of keeping you. Like the northern wind was blowing, yeah, my lonely heart was frozen. Never knew I'd find a way to break us two. Where the wind blows, babe, you can bet I'll be riding high with it.
So anyway, that's about it. It's got 184 miles on the odometer. Tells you outside air. It's got a bunch of different options here to tell you about it. You can look at your speed, 0 to 60 time. Let's see, your oil pressure and oil temperature. Personal settings. I think it's probably alright. And then you got a bunch of different options. You want it to honk when you lock the doors, how long you want it to run after you get off. It's got hill start assist. I guess if that's probably more beneficial if you have a manual transmission. And then this engine also has MDS, multiple displacement system. I believe that all it means is it can shut down 4 of the cylinders when you're driving, when you reach your speed, your cruising speed, like on the highway. So you're in a fuel economy mode. And I did believe what it does is it'll display eco up here when it's in 4-cylinder mode. I was cruising around in this thing and it pretty much always says eco, so I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or maybe if we're in eco mode and we turn that off, this thing will wake up and go really fast. Becca wants to show the sunglasses holder, lights. We did not buy, oh, that's her favorite feature. She loves visors that can pop open. That was the deal breaker. If this thing didn't have high-tech visors, she would not have bought it. We did not get the home link, so unfortunately we didn't get that.
Opener.
Yes, but the opener fits pretty well. Doesn't these lights turn on when your hands get close to it? Used to, at least.
I think it's worn out.
Maybe it needs a new battery.
Anyway.
But anyway, that fits perfectly down in there. Just reach in, hit your button, fire the open the garage door up. Traction control, sport mode. Now the salesperson told us the sport mode, all it does is change the shift patterns. So I'm sure if we just want to drive this fast, hit sport mode on. Yeah, it's got, standard air controls like you would expect. That's about it. The mirror, auto dimming rear view mirror. When the bright lights are behind you, it automatically dims. And that's about it, unless I'm forgetting something obvious. Well, it's not doing it now. There's a light in here that comes on to light the cup holders. Looks kind of cool. I'm trying to convince Becca that we need to get LEDs that match this color and run them under the seats. I saw a thing online on how to do that. The wiring is apparently there. The SRT8 has the under the seat lights, and you can tap off those, run LEDs, and get nice ambient lighting. Anyway, I guess that's about all I had to show now. I'll do another video of us actually driving it around after a while.